Are you Tasha?
Yeah,
Hi, I'm Hannah.
Nice
Do you want
to
to come
meet
back
you.
to my office?
Definitely.
Perfect. Let's go. Back here. You can have a seat wherever you want. Alright, so did you find my office okay? I know it's kind of tucked away.
No, I did. Thank you.
Perfect. So what brings you in today?
Well, my husband and my parents kind of are pushing us to do this. Recently, they caught us trying to steal some pills out of their cupboards, so we're kind of having a little bit of a problem with addiction using pills right now. And so, just with our children and our own health benefits, they told us that we need to come see someone.
Okay, so would you say kind of your family members' concerns or what's bringing you in today? Okay, so I heard that you live with your husband right now and your kids. I heard you had some kids.
Yeah, my husband and I have a 9-year-old girl and a 7-year-old boy, but currently we're actually living with my parents.
Okay.
A few months ago, we went bankrupt and so our house foreclosed, and so we moved in with my parents. And my husband's not always at my parents' house. He got a trucking job, so he's on the road a lot. But yeah, we live at my parents' house.
Okay, perfect. And then just a side note, but is it okay if I take notes? You can definitely look at them after we're done, just so I can kind of keep track of everything that goes on. Okay, perfect. And also, just to let you know, everything will remain confidential in here, so anything that we talk about in here will be just between the two of us. So unless you're planning on hurting yourself or somebody else, then I would have to tell somebody, but just for future reference, I suppose.
Okay.
So tell me more about, I heard that you were saying your family members were concerned about your drug usage. Tell me more about how that's affecting your day-to-day life.
Well, so a few months ago, about a little bit before we went bankrupt, my husband hurt his back working, and so he had to start taking painkillers, and that's kind of like how the addiction started. But now that like the family knows about it, and I moved in with my parents, some days I just like stay in bed all day, and like the kids go to school, but I pretty much just kind of lay around my parents' house. I don't really do much. My husband's always on the road trucking, so.
Okay. Is he on the road right now, or?
Yeah, he wanted to make it in here today,
okay.
but he got a job offer or like a load.
Yeah.
So he can't really turn down the loads because we need the money.
Right. Yeah, definitely. So would you say that your drug usage is kind of one of the main problems that you're facing right now? Or are there any other things that you're concerned about?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very big problem of ours. Currently with like everything that's going on, like losing the house, my husband on the road, not finding a job for myself, and I've been kind of battling a little bit of depression.
Okay.
But yeah, the addiction's a big problem.
Your addiction is a big problem. Okay, so let's just, for a second, let's do a little, it's called a miracle question. So we'll just pretend for a second that tomorrow morning you wake up and everything is perfect, your problems are solved. What would that kind of look like for you? Do you have an idea of what it would look like?
Yeah, I mean, everything was fine. My husband and I would probably have our own house and our children living with us, and he'd probably be home a little bit more often. I'd have a job of my own, and we do more family activities, and just, I don't know, be more of a family.
Yeah, be more together, have more together time.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I heard, as you were discussing all the things that how it would look like, you kind of wanted more of a cohesive family time and having your husband home more and spending more time with your kids. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So besides your drug problem, let's kind of list out maybe, like, let's just say like the top 3 problems that you would like to work on with the time that we have. So would you say that your drug problem is one of the problems that you like to tackle?
Yeah, definitely. And then like finding a job too.
Okay.
And like my depression and health, and
Okay.
possibly even getting a house, but like down in the future,
down the
like,
road.
getting our own family put back together, pretty much.
So is there one in particular? I know you said looking for a job and also looking maybe in the future for like a house, a more stable household to raise your family and your health. Is there one that's more priority than other?
I feel like for myself personally, I think if I got a job, that'd be a big step forward because I'd feel more motivated to get out of bed in the morning and actually do something in the day, and that might help with my depression. So I feel like maybe my top one would be getting a job, but like my health and depression is very important.
Definitely. So you want to kind of tackle the you getting a job first.
Yeah.
And then kind of work on the other things.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely. So was there a time that you ever had a job recently, and if you did, was there anything that you noticed about how you acted during that time?
Well, I've had a lot of health issues, so I did have a job recently, but I didn't last there long because I just had to call in sick quite a few times, and I have doctor's appointments and stuff, and so it's kind of hard for me to keep a job because I'm always battling some kind of problem, and it's hard for me to wake up in the mornings and stuff like that. So I haven't been able to like keep a job for very long.
Okay.
So I mean that's probably one of the biggest things.
Yeah, and how does that make you feel, not being able to keep a job because of your health concerns?
I mean it's really frustrating because like I want to feel better, but I mean it's sort of my fault. I haven't had the best eating habits, and so I have a lot of kidney stones, and I have bad like dental health too, and so I'm trying to find a job that has like dental insurance and like health insurance to help me pay for like all my doctor's appointments and like medical bills and stuff.
Definitely. So what I'm hearing is there's just a lot of the problems kind of surrounding your thought process about jobs is being able to have a job that would support you during the time that you have health concerns. And I heard you talk about your desire for having dental insurance during that time. That's really important to you.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's kind of, since we kind of figured out the main thing that you kind of wanted to work on during this session, what steps are you willing to take in order to kind of pursue your goal of attaining a job?
Well, right now I've done like a little bit of research online for just like jobs in the area, but I haven't been really ambitious about it. But I would definitely be willing to do some more research and find like maybe a secretary position that offers those health insurance and dental insurance, and maybe you can like fill out some applications and stuff.
Definitely.
I probably wouldn't want to like go there and have an interview yet. Like I don't know if I'm really ready for that. But
you gotta take baby steps.
Yeah,
that would be perfect. So is there a particular like goal you'd like to work on? How about let's try to set something up so we have kind of a something to work on before next time we meet.
Okay, yeah. I could like find maybe 3 different applications and like fill them out and just not just say I'm like looking at a job, but actually like find some that I'm really interested in that I'd like be passionate about and wanna maybe work towards.
So I heard you talk about your desire to pursue a job as a secretary. Can you tell me more about why you chose that route?
Well, I don't have a college degree, and so I don't have a lot of knowledge about like certain areas of things, but I'm a very organized person, so I feel like just filing papers and like calling people and setting up appointments and just like organizing files and stuff would be something that I could be good at. And
definitely. I think that would be a great goal to kind of work on. So let's just step back for a moment and let's try to see where you're at, kind of how motivated you are towards attaining this goal. So let's say a 1 would be, I kind of really don't want to work on it, like it's just not my thing, or a 10 would be, I'm motivated to do this, I want to do this right now. where would you be at on that scale of going and filling out applications, let's say, for secretary positions?
I'd say like I'm a 6 or a 7.
Okay, I think that's pretty high right now, so you're pretty motivated.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I get a job, I'd feel more like I'm contributing to the family and like
Yeah,
helping my kids and my family get back on its feet. And
right,
I'm
yeah.
just sitting at my parents' house right now doing
Okay.
nothing really, so if I could get a job, that would be really helpful.
Definitely. And I know that's probably a really important thing for you as well to kind of move forward. That would help you, it sounds like.
Yeah,
So,
and I feel like when I'm at home and I'm like my parents are at work and the kids are at school and my husband's on the road, I just all alone, I get more depressed and it's
Yeah.
easier to go try to look for like some pills or something to like
yeah,
take away the pain and just kind of
definitely.
yeah, if I could find a job that would be ideal.
Yeah. So, just to recap, we talked about you looking and finding, I think it was 3 sources or three applications that you were willing to fill out. Yeah. Does that
Yeah.
sound okay for next time? I think we meet in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. Does that sound about a reasonable goal to attain during that time?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. During that time, is there anything that you want me to work on to help you achieve your goal? No.
Just you can maybe help me look for some
Okay.
like job applications that
Okay.
like offer dental insurance and health
Yeah.
insurance, like with a secretary position or something like that.
Definitely. I can do a little bit of research and look into positions that are available right now that would offer those things that you would like.
Okay.
So that way, when we next meet, we could have kind of a time to see where we're at right now and check in and kind of go from there for the next session that we
Okay.
have together.
Perfect.
So I know we only have about, I think it's only about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about during this time?
I guess another issue would just be like my depression and
Okay.
like the drug use and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And what about your depression and drug use? Would you like to talk about?
Well, just like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain my feelings when I'm just like all alone. I just like start thinking of like all the things that I could have done different or like things I failed at and stuff, and just kind of gets me down a little bit more than I should
Yeah.
be. And I don't know, when the kids come home from school, I feel like my parents interact with them more than I do, and I'm just kind of laying in my bed, so
And how does that make you feel? Kind of.
just kind of pathetic actually, like just like I'm a horrible mother, and I don't know.
It just makes you frustrated. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I think that's a very important thing to talk about. And since we are running out of time, I want to make sure that we do have enough time to fully address all these problems that you laid out. So would you be comfortable during our next session coming in and being able to discuss those more in depth? That way we can kind of recap about what we've done during this past 3 weeks, and then we can kind of move forward, maybe seeing how your depression has progressed or how it's been kind of affecting your day-to-day life, and then we can kind of go over more of like resources perhaps to help you deal with that. How does that sound?
That sounds good, yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there anything else you wanted to talk about last minute?
I think that's pretty much it.
All right, perfect. Well, then I'll see you in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
And we'll kind of go from there. Do you want a copy of these notes or kind of something just to remind you of the goals that we set out of looking for 3 jobs or 3 applications?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, perfect. I can make a copy of them and then I'll send them to you via email.
Okay, perfect.
All right, perfect. It was so nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too.